Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. MMA competition according to unified MMA rules. Here at Arena Zagreb, Night of Champions, this is an inaugural title bout for the FFC Middleweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 84.5 kilograms with a professional record of 13 wins and 4 losses, with the majority of those victories coming by way of submission. Fighting out of Tallinn, Estonia, he is Andy Predator Manzolo. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 84.3 kilograms with a professional record of 21 wins and 6 losses, with 16 of those victories coming by way of submission. A former UFC combatant, fighting out of California, USA, he is David Bulletproof Mitchell. And your referee in charge of this championship contest, Grant Waterman.
Here we come, guys. Here we go. Any questions for me? Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my words of command at all times. Keep the fight away from the ropes. If I say stop, you stop. Touch gloves. Let's get ready for war.
And again, the Grant Waterman speech. Clear, precise, on the money, on the mark.
Judge.
Let's get set and let's go.
Here we go. You ready? You ready? Let's fight.
The bell goes, the gloves are touched, and here we have it. Another of our fantastic FFC Championship bouts. Straight to the floor.
Nice sit down into half guard. David taking the deep underhook, transitioning round to the back.
Slick movement.
Watch the ropes.
Looking for the ground and pound, getting his hooks in.
Well, he's got his back early doors, hasn't he, Richard?
He certainly has.
Look at that. That's his experience, isn't it?
He's using the body triangle to limit the breathing. So that body triangle is in deep.
Slick movements from the veteran, Richard.
Great control. You can see how he's using that straight leg hook to straighten his leg out to take his movement away.
Clever. That just shows the use of the full use of all your limbs, isn't it? That's incredible. Being fully aware of your body awareness, limb awareness.
He's using his forearm underneath the chin, so he's probably going to pummel his opposite arm in now once the chin is lifted up. Or he could just squeeze on the body triangle and the choke at the same time.
It was a quick takedown, Richard, wasn't it? And he is not in a good position there. Andy, the Predator Manzolo. Heavy breathing here, early doors, and understandable because
he's taking him to the right side, so he's diffusing the body triangle escape as well.
That's a very uncomfortable position. He's almost got his nostrils trapped into his forearm, hasn't he? And that's taking the breathing away.
Certainly.
Leg, look how he's got that leg round.
This is it.
Wow.
This is it.
He's reducing his lungs.
When you're in this like choking position, my jiu-jitsu coach says you have to be prepared to count to 100.
Wow.
So maintaining that pressure, maintaining that choke.
Well, yeah. Applauded that. See, he's managed to get away. Oh, he's got out of that. He's done very well. Managed to get a breather, but it's back on again. See, this is clever, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a really draining position because you can't breathe properly. And also with the hip pressure into your lower back, you can't bridge, you can't move. This is what makes it awkward for to get the escape.
He's got his leg well locked in, hasn't he?
What Andy should be doing is turning towards the body triangle to try and trap that bottom foot.
Wow.
He's also coming to an inverted triangle here now. The chip switched it for a leg triangle. Transition around the front. Some great movement here by the Bulletproof Mitchell.
It's showing his experience, isn't it? And it's frustrating, isn't it, for Andy?
He's also
Manzolo.
possibly trying to get a a kimura from that point as well, bending the elbow back in the opposite direction.
And he's just managing to do a little bit of light ground and pounding there, not enough for effect. Looking for anything at the moment to try and escape this very, very complicated move that he's got on him.
David should also be using his right hand to underhook on that leg to take that stand-up away. And the thing is the lower Andy goes, the more pressure is going to be in that triangle. But it's also going to be draining David's legs. So if he hasn't got the choke in tightly, it's going to take a long time to get that energy back.
Well, this is a real game of chess, isn't it, Richard? Look at this.
It certainly is. He's grinding away in that kind of deep triangle position.
I mean, it's an educated crowd here, isn't it? And they all understand these moves. Wobbly legs, Richard, you mentioned that. He stood up and the oxygen's been degenerated from his legs. He stood up and wobbled himself because he's expended a lot of energy with his legs. You did say that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you think about it, your legs are almost 2/3 of your body, and you know, this is...
See, he's trying to use that rubber guard kind of lockdown position, looking for an omoplata, a shoulder lock. And stepping back into the triangle.
Well, the younger, lesser experienced man has managed to... He's done well to get out of a lot of these moves, hasn't he?
He'll also be threading the triangle right at the end of the round here.
Stop!
Wow. Now, you know what? You talk about...
That is some hard...
Let's talk about the layman here as well. Sorry, Richard. Let's look at this as, you know, you've got, you know, yourself. You're a very educated man in the combat sports. You know, I've been in the game a long time. You've done a lot more wrestling than I have, and jiu-jitsu and stuff. And, you know these moves far better than I do. But as a layman, yeah, let's just speak now while we're watching this here. A lot of people criticise mixed martial arts when they get to the floor and they say, oh, it's boring, it's boring. There's nothing boring about those moves, Richard. They've spent 4+ minutes going through intrinsic and incredible almost, movements. Very, very slick. And they both look at each other across the ring. Look at this, Richard. Sorry, look at this. They're both staring each other out, sat on the stools. Sorry. Yeah, I felt that was a real intrinsic game there of a lot of strategy, a lot of technique. That's, as you mentioned, how many hours was it? You said
10,000 hours practice to get to a world-class level.
And that's what we've just been witnessing.
Here we go. You ready?
That, for me,
Let's fight.
Epitomises what you just said. Because you couldn't have gone through those moves and escaped and got in them or out of them without that knowledge. Incredible. And it goes back to the floor again, Richard.
Like we were saying about David being a jiu-jitsu specialist, he happily shot in for the wrestling takedown, but then scooted his hips underneath him to establish a half guard. Again, he's looking for that omoplata, taking that left leg over the top of the shoulder.
I mean, again, it just looks like an extended version of Twister, this, doesn't it?
Well, it's involuntary yoga.
Me and Richard are just having a good laugh here, guys. But you know what? There's nothing laughable about this because these two are really giving us a real true taste of ground fighting. And, you know, there's not again, it's not dull. Because if it was dull, Grant Waterman, an absolute seasoned pro referee, would be in there like a shot to get them back on the feet or whatever.
Great work there by David getting back to standing.
Grant's very happy to stand back and watch this because he's seeing what we're seeing, and anybody who's watching this, guys, you can appreciate these two's knowledge of floor fighting. I'm saying floor fighting, that's what I'm calling it for now. That's what it is.
Yeah, Manzolo using great shin defense to stop the mount. He's got a guillotine here.
Stop!
And he's tapped. Wow!
That's it.
Yes, as you said it, Richard. You said he's got a guillotine here. He's done it. Wow. Well, you know what? Manzolo, the younger man, held out. He did his best. He countered. He fought back. He did his best. He went for the test, but the man who did it, and he did it the best, it all rhymes. Big up the chest. David Bulletproof Mitchell. Richard.
Fantastic. An absolute masterclass in jiu-jitsu.
He He knew he had that on, didn't he? Because he gestured with his arm straight away. He must have felt a solid lock.
Yeah. Once you go over the lump on the back of the skull, you know that you've got it locked in. And then the hip pressure added to the like dorsal flex, and that's what applies the choke.
So for me, a very intelligent fight game on the floor for this fight, Richard. Now I am a striker, everyone knows that. But you know what? I actually enjoyed that jiu-jitsu, that wrestling, that floor combat. For me, I found that superlative.
Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of guillotine choke, the tap out came at 1 minute and 30 seconds into the second round, when referee Grant Waterman called a stop to this contest, declaring your winner by submission and the new FFC middleweight champion, representing the USA, David Bulletproof Mitchell!